Okay, so the conversation this week is around the Framer Challenge, where Framer has put up $1 million of their own money to support creators to hit their own goals by the end of 2025. So let's say you want to set a goal of making $100,000 with Framer by the end of the year. Framer, if you meet that goal, will give you an additional 10% by the end of it. What's wrong? I'll reference off. So let's say you want to make $100,000 with Framer by the end of the year. If you meet that target, Framer will actually give you an additional 10% bonus. So an extra $10,000 in that case, right into your pocket. So this week, I'm actually going to bring you behind the scenes in terms of what we're building in terms of Insert Frame, which is our company off the back of Framer. We're going to bring you behind the scenes in terms of some meetings, what's going on in the office, and what projects we're building in terms of the Framerverse. Let's go.
All right, so we're building a component library for Fenty, one of our products, to make it easier for the users to design and build depending on the use case they are after. Hey everyone, Gus here. I'm a designer and creative based in Melbourne, Australia. I've been working with with Ryan and the Insert team for almost 2 years now. I started using Framer. Actually, I met Framer through Ryan almost 2 years ago. And I love it. I love it. I love how versatile it is, and I'll depend on a developer to bring my designs to life. So I've divided this into, it's a component checklist. I've divided it into 3 different levels, let's say small, medium, large. So small are the atomic components, I call them. So that the smallest bits, like say a button or an icon or a badge. Today I've been working on the medium components. For example, a search bar or an accordion, a card. I will try to note this down today as well. I don't think I'll have enough time. Yeah. But these are like the page level components, the largest components.
So we're basically building like a design library, right?
Yes.
And then we're kind of going to have like these components and sections that like when you're kind of trying to build a web app in Framer, you can quickly just like drag and drop those elements to kind of build your UI.
Yeah. Or your membership site, or your sales funnel, or a waitlist page.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today I've been working on Fenty, one of our products. Last week I started building these UI set of components, so Fenty users can build the membership sites and authentication sites easily. It looks like simple, but it actually takes time to be customizing everything, or just to let users customize the way they want it. There's a batch group, tooltips.
When you get to this stuff, this is when it gets powerful, right? Because you've got like these small, this is the small, medium, and large starting to play effects. Because you've got these small elements like text and buttons. Put into a medium.
It just gets easier. Yeah. So I already built, for example, this is part of the smaller bits.
Yeah.
I'm just using them to build a medium component. And this is probably going to be part of the larger components, like the page level components later on. So
yeah, sick. Awesome.
So later on, with this pricing card, I'm probably going to have a pricing section. So 2 or 3 pricing
cards.
You
would have to toggle and animate. Point, and you've got a toggle element that you can use.
Since it's a component, I can just add a variant with only icons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And toast notifications and stuff will be really cool too. And like having the effects set up already. So it's maybe like, okay, when the page loads or when a section is triggered, it like plays that effect and then it will close it after a few seconds or whatever.
Okay.
Like having that animation built in will be really, really powerful as well.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
You know how Framer have the Made in Framer badge?
Yeah.
At the bottom right. It'd be cool if because people create templates and stuff. And also, I guess when you install your Fenty site, until you upgrade, you do get that little badge there. But maybe for like creators, you can just have like a little Made in Fenty sort of badge or something like that.
Like we'll see it in the same corner as the Framer one.
Yeah, because maybe on the larger sort of components that you build, maybe that's included or something. So someone has to like remove it and it's a little bit white labeled. I don't know.
Yeah. No, but it makes sense. Like it could be included in one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a good idea. Epic.
I think like there's a lot of people who are hearing about it or like just keen to try it.
Yeah.
So there's no really pushback.
Mm.
I haven't spoken to big clients.
Yeah,
though.
sure.
Hey, I'm Alejandro. I'm a designer and creative based in Melbourne. What else? I actually love to be able to go from idea to implementation and be able to control that creative process. And I feel like a platform like Framer gives me the freedom to do that, explore and come up with crazy ideas and make them happen. Today, we're here talking with Ryan, potential projects and collaborations.
And we see that all the time when Ryan does these events. Like the first kind of question he posits is like, "Oh, well, who's heard of Framer?" And they'll put their hand up, and like 90% of the crowd put their hand up.
Yeah.
Who's used Framer? And it's like,
Really?
It's
percent,
getting
40%.
Yeah, but a lot of people know of Frame.
People hear it.
They've heard about it.
They're turning on to it, and
Yeah,
especially people who
Which is
learn
great for us.
Figma.
Yeah.
Yeah, the logical move from Figma is Framer, right?
Yeah.
I think it is. In fact, like I'd say a lot of designers that I know that have kind of heard about it, they want to try it.
Yeah.
Like if you are a designer and you've heard about Framer, there's a chance that you've
to.
either trying it already or you're doing bits and pieces with it's definitely making waves.
Frameship, the
Yeah.
numbers tool that we've built.
Yeah.
We're trying to think about how do we get higher quality leads coming to use the tool.
Yeah.
Like people who want to build bigger sites, bigger e-commerce sites, Like I think the persona that we kind of put together was like, who gives a crap? You know that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And so we're like, how would you bring someone in
Yeah.
building a website like that?
Actually, now that you mentioned that, I spoke to an agency. Their work wasn't good, and they're not technically an agency. They're like the marketing arm for a company that runs all the franchises for Boost, Betty Burgers, those guys. Like cool brands. I've got the franchises, but the company running the franchises, it's not very exciting.
Yeah.
They saw the Maggie website, and the designer was reaching out because he was actually keen to try Framer.
Yeah.
So like a lot of the briefs they get is, can you redesign the Betty's Burger website?
Yeah.
Can you redesign the Boost website?
Yeah.
Like
And
really
migration.
cool stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what I think, like, obviously, Frame is very focused on marketing sites. And
Yeah.
that's what they do really well.
Yeah.
But again, what we're starting to see is like more people want to make the switch to Framer on e-commerce, on membership sites, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because they like the experience of Framer and what it unlocks.
Yeah.
Because so visual feels like Figma. Their designers or marketers can jump in and publish it quickly.
These guys
Like
were
that's
actually
that's the actual unlock, not you can have just a brand new marketing site.
well, they actually, you're spot on. They were I think on the call there was a marketing person and the designer, and they kind of both were struggling a little bit because they're getting all these websites.
Yeah.
They did have a development team in-house, but it was really small. So
Yeah.
I think in their mind they're like, we have the vision of what we want to do,
Exactly.
but we can't make it happen because our developers don't have the time. They're not very creative either.
Exactly.
So there was like this disconnect.
And also, like, there's the whole like gap between like what you design and what the outcome is.
Exactly.
So like, what if you could just take that out?
So they were like, they would be the perfect target for guys. We can train you up in Framer and show you how it works.
And also, the missing puzzle piece that nobody's thought about as well is what do you do after you train the team? And if they are like an agency or a marketing team that at the end of the day going to give that project over to someone else.
Yeah.
So how do you teach them to be educators too?
Yeah, that's a good one actually.
Yeah. So like you need to give them enough education to like, okay, this is what you need to teach your clients for them to get the best outcome. And it's maybe like packaging, showing them how to package, a set of looms or like education for them.
Yeah.
That's a whole piece in itself.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I
Is
think-
that, so that's in the works right now?
That's something we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
What's the format? What's the formula? And also my concern as well, which is like something I'm starting to think about, is people are going to be sharing these accounts. So we need to create some sort of like team management system because we want to encourage people. It's like we want you to bring your whole team on. Like that's the point.
Yeah.
Rather than giving one login.
Is so actually this workshop, you're thinking about doing it online?
thinking about, so there's two elements to it. We're running, I don't know if you've mentioned the boot camp yet, where
No.
so there's this one part of the puzzle, which is an accelerated boot camp, which is for people maybe like similar, maybe less than what you currently are, but
Yeah.
people who are
like you, to be honest.
kind of not. I would say
Alright,
but
you're
you're the end product of what this is, right?
Right,
So
okay.
2
years myself, 2 years.
somebody has learned Framer, right, and then maybe just signed up to the expert program, but they're not making money, they're not finding clients, they're not getting leads, and so they want to learn the formula for that. So we bring them on. That's the boot camp, six weeks, and start to finish. It's kind of like, you know, have a one-on-one with Ryan,
Yeah.
and you'll come up with
Nice.
a actionable goal at the end of it, like whatever that looks like. And then
Okay.
yeah.
do your own learning. And then
Nice.
the other side of this
That's cool.
is the team training, which is like, we'd like to run it in person.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best format just for us to learn.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you talk to someone in person, you get a different vibe. You run the room.
I think there's
Yeah.
something that
Yeah.
there's a magic to make.
It's magic, you know, at the end of the day. Yeah. It's like you could plan everything. It's just a touch of alchemy.
Yeah.
And then the other side of it is doing the online stuff, which is if you create a good curriculum, we can make that work, I think.
Right.
Yeah, but I think it is that personalized training that's the actual value add. Because like
100%.
if it's creative here, like we'll come in and we'll be like, okay, we can see the type of work you're doing.
Yeah.
We'll obviously tailor that training for your actual work and not teach you the shit that you don't actually need to know, right?
That's true.
Which is like where the actual value is.
And also, everyone on the team needs to learn something different.
Yeah.
Like Ryan's
Which
the
is-
founder,
that
he
is
needs to know something.
That is true.
I'm the marketer, I need to learn something else.
Yeah.
You're the designer, you need to. So like, I don't need to go in and design assets,
That's very
but
true.
you do.
That's very
Ryan needs to go and he needs to be able to like, he needs to go in and do at a founder level, be able to know everything.
Yeah.
That's actually true. You know how I messaged you the other day about my friend, someone he's a designer, UI UX designer, and he, again, heard about Framer. He's like, oh, I need to change my portfolio up because he's up for a new job.
Yeah.
Let me try. And he's like, would you mind showing me?
Mm.
And in my head, I'm like, cool. Like, he's a friend,
Yeah.
but there's an opportunity
Yeah.
here to teach him something, right? Like, and to actually make this available product. Like,
Yeah.
actually, people would want to do that. But you're spot on as well. Like, I don't think he needed to know how to do micro interactions. Like, that's probably too advanced for him.
Yeah.
He cares about the foundational stuff. But yeah, like, that's why I said, I was asking Ryan if he had experience with that. Because in my head, I'm like, how do I even structure this? Like, do I make it costume or do I make it a product? Like, here's a list of stuff you get
Yeah.
for this much money. Like,
Yeah.
it's hard.
And also, when you give people like homework, it's less actionable. Like at the end of the day, anything you make somebody do,
Yeah.
you're like, you have to go out and go out of your way and do these things.
Yeah.
But there's when you're on a live call, it's like, you know, like you're actually showing someone a curated list of things they need to know.
I feel like, there's like two parts to it. Like, you teach the foundation, and the foundation is a list of stuff, and
Yeah.
you pay for that, and this is how much it costs. It's packaged.
You know what's funny about that as well? Everybody we've recently done some like testimonial stuff with has always said that even though they knew Framer previously coming onto the course, fundamentals was the most helpful thing. You learning the fundamentals.
Yeah.
So going back into Figma, taking a course on
Yeah.
Figma,
Yeah.
and you're like, wow, I didn't know I needed to know that.
There's a lot of stuff, that
Just
you
forget.
learn.
You're like, I know that. I know how to
Yeah.
create a frame.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's like, think about it. We've all been there. You're stuck on something. You don't know, like, even if you go on the forum,
Yeah.
like, the time you spend looking for the answer, someone may have half-baked the answer for you. You
Yeah.
kind of want someone who can give you straight away where
Yeah.
you want to go.
But I've also had people who have like not even like opens Framer yet and just go, I don't want to watch tutorials and shit. I just want to like have an hour or 2 hours. Or another thing that I've found with DMs is people want multiple sessions. So maybe it's like a pack of 4 sessions over 4 weeks, 1 hour per week or something like that.
Yes. Do you guys think there's still some money to be made in templates? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah?
I think so I was on a call last night. I'll be with a student consulting her through this because she wanted to do templates and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I'm going to do this template and it's going to be like a, do you remember like Read CV? Like the sort of like 1-page resume website sort of thing? Anyway, She's like, I'm going to create templates. It's going to be like a one pager. It's going to be for these, people who just want a quick personal website.
Okay.
I'm like, that's great, but it's extremely oversaturated.
Yeah.
You know, like you won't make any money from it. So you need to still find the gap. But I think, I still think there's opportunity in templates. I just think you've got to be more specific for who you're targeting. Like e-com's still a gap. Real estate's an interesting gap. Like people running their real estate websites on Framer with big CMSs and shit. Like that's kind of interesting. And the value's way larger.
Yeah.
Sort of things too. So
Okay.
just depends. But again, like, everyone's personal taste, like if they see a template that you've created and they go, shit, that looks really good. It's like, yeah.
Personal brand sells as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you've got to be seen to be known. Like,
Yeah.
I just I've been playing around with this idea for so long. I just haven't had the time to execute it, which is a bit frustrating. But I think a great example of what I would love to do is something like Anna Supply is doing. They basically got these very beautifully designed minimalist brutalist templates, and they've kind of created their own style, which you're spot on. Like it sells because it looks good and it hits a certain audience.
It's a niche, isn't it?
Yeah, and most of them are portfolio sites, right? So they're not really tapping into real estate or any other area. But like in my head, it's a good way to productize.
You know what else that is interesting about NS Supply is Framer actually used to send us DMs and be like, can you like rush this review?
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they knew Framer, like the company was.
Oh, I feel like a top creator.
Yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
This was like, they were the OG top creator.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they've been around.
They have. I remember seeing them a while back. Yeah. And they're like, I love their aesthetic. So I know I would buy their template.
Send this to me when we first started having this conversation. Like, this is the one.
That's the one. That's always been, yeah.
Would you actually buy their template?
No.
Because you could just do it yourself, right? So that's the gap of
so who's buying these?
Well, funny you mentioned.
Non-framer people.
Yeah, but why is a marketer like needing a portfolio?
So, okay. This literally happened as well last week. This guy was on Squarespace. He runs a cannabis company in Perth. So, like, he's in the health space.
Yeah.
But because they can't, because of all the regulations, you can't say anything about that. You can't market it. So he found a way around it, which is selling lifestyle. So you see the brand, it's beautiful. Like the guy's got the aesthetics right. And he's running the business. He's not a marketer, but he's like a jack of all trades.
He's already figured it out though.
Well, so he was on, he built his website on Squarespace.
Yeah.
He goes, man, like the site looks all right. And at some point, he just needed to add an extra button in the header now. Yeah. And Squarespace is a pain in the ass to do that. Even something as simple as that, it's really difficult. So he's like, maybe I can try Framer. So he bought one of the Enna templates because he loves that aesthetic. He bought it and it looked all right. And then he reached out because he was like, man, I think this just needs an extra push. So he's not a marketer, but I think he loved the aesthetic, so he went for it.
Yeah.
And again, like the most of the sites are just portfolios, but I think he just loved the way that the page was structured.
That's really interesting. It's like it's almost drag and droppable just enough to be able to like. It's not necessarily a portfolio. It could be anything you want it to be.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I mean, maybe there is still a space to sell templates. And yeah, like in my head, it's like they look amazing. There's a little bit more micro interactions in the templates. I think that's what people like, that bespoke feeling.
Yeah, just that extra love and care.
Yeah. And then some training after that.
Yeah.
I have a perfect example. We have a client up in like Queensland who's using Fenty and also it's a mix of like Frameshit and Fenty, and I don't know how they've managed it. Okay. But it's basically like they sell fuel parts. Like the parts for like, you know, when you go to your car and like you're filling up, it's like they sell the parts for that.
That's quite niche. And they're using Framer. What and with
I think the whole
e-com website.
I was gonna
yeah, because they're selling the parts as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like I need to go back through and like reason I sent it to one of our affiliates recently because he's like, I'm playing with Fenty. Like, what's the use case? Like, for creating a Fenty and Frameship site. And I sent him that, and I was like, look, here's an example of like a real client.
Yeah. I sometimes think like like it's filling up quickly, like the competition's growing, but I think it's always gonna grow more because you see how Squarespace, again, like they've taken a big chunk of the market, but like people like this guy need something a bit more bespoke. Like Squarespace is not the right platform for that. Yeah.
There's always usually one person at team who has a vision.
Yeah.
And they're the curious person. And like that, the person we try to own in on.
Yeah.
It's like, how do we talk to you?
Yeah.
Because you're the person who's like, I'm going to build the site in Framer.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Everybody uses an e-commerce site differently.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different product, and that product has different variations, colors, like, material, like whatever it is.
Yeah.
So we just didn't account for that the first time, and that's fine because like that's how you get polish.
Yeah, and we're trying to like, it was funny when we released our e-commerce products, we were racing another sort of team to do it as well. So like there's this other company called Framer Commerce. You might have seen their stuff. They like the guy. He's like, he does beautiful work. Like
Framer Commerce.
You would level.
No, of course, yeah.
Like the guy's an amazing designer. Really.
Oh, he's a designer. The guy behind it.
Yeah, I think he just like outsources his step or whatever.
Of course, I know them. Yeah,
but when Framer initially released plugins, they were meant to be part of that like initial launch. So there was like 20 people that got invited. We were invited, and we released a couple of plugins initially. But the e-commerce one was never something we were going to do. And then they didn't release their e-commerce plugin because they had delays with developers and stuff like that. And then as soon as we announced that, hey, we're going to build this thing, then they went, okay, we're going to do the same. So it was almost like a bit of a race for a couple of months to get that released. And now it's just like, it's just one of those products where there's a direct competitor. You have to kind of like manage that and kind of figure out how we win.
But you still get enough people on it.
Yeah, like heaps.
Because I remember before this, I would have a few conversations where, people were interested, saying, have heard about Framer, but I've got a store. And then there'll always be that, like, not at the moment. Like, if you want to do that, you still need to go to Shopify.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that you can blend both now, it's incredible.
Yeah, and again, that V2 is going to like try to close that gap even more. So those larger sites like Who Gives a Crap or, those sort of brands, they can actually migrate from just Shopify to Framer.
Yeah.
But still obviously be powered by Shopify. So that means their marketing team can run campaigns, they can make updates. They can do way more because Framer, the platform and the canvas actually lets that team do more.
Yeah.
That's the value to me.
Was that hard to build? Integration?
There's a lot of complexities, but there's...
Shopify, it's a beast in its own.
Yeah, so it's like, you don't want to like Shopify in terms of like what it does in terms of a back end, in terms of commerce, that's, you would never touch that. No. It's really just like the front end stuff, like, adding to your cart, but the whole checkout experience post that. Yeah. Like once you've got your cart ready and you go check out, that then redirects you with all that information to then Shopify to complete that transaction. So it really is like a front end builder for your store.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But obviously it syncs with your Shopify data and everything like that.
Yeah, that was actually smart of you guys because that was a big gap right there. And
being bigger though. Because people want to solve more problems with it. They want to be able to push it further. They want to push their sites further. Because like you want to be able to do everything you can do in Framer with Frameship. If that makes sense. So the expectation's high.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm glad that it's all like you guys build a universe in Framer now.
Frameverse, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Love it. Yeah. That's amazing.
So I think what's really interesting at the moment is all these creators are now starting to see an actual opportunity with Framer. And it's something that we've at Insert Frame have kind of lent into for a couple of years now, which is exciting to kind of see the business grow, especially because we're in this weird spot where we're almost like a niche within a niche within a niche. There's like designers, and there's Framer, Then there's us, who are kind of like creating products for the designers who are using Framer. And it's really kind of fascinating to watch, like, as Framer grows, that we kind of grow as well, and starting to see more and more creators start to see that opportunity now, whether it be like just through service work like client sites, selling templates, building plugins, whatever it is. There's actually this opportunity that Framer is now launching. And kind of how I like to look at Framer is it's a canvas. It's not just a website builder, and you can do a lot of things with that canvas. It really is a sort of launch pad to build a business. So like a big part of the challenge that we're trying to solve for now is like, how do we actually help people not just learn Framer, but then actually apply that skill set to make money so they can do what they love. And that's why we're trying to like launch a boot camp at the moment, and some workshops, and all these different sort of ways to teach that skill of making money with Framer, because it's worked really well for us. You know, we have a team of 8 people, we've got an office here, like it's really exciting, and we essentially want to take that blueprint and all the mistakes that we've learned and actually give that to someone in an actual program that's actually digestible. So again, the big thing we've been working on this week, and we'll launch in the next couple of weeks, is our boot camp program, which will be a 6-week program where we essentially are basically working with this sort of like Framer challenge that Framer have set, and we actually want to help these creators get to that goal. So not only can they get that 10% extra that Framer are offering, but at the end of the day, give them a lot of confidence that they can actually make money with Framer, and they know how to do that. Because I think once they hit that initial goal, it'll be 10x easier to hit that next goal that they want to get, because they, again, have gone through that process, they've learned that process, and they know what works and doesn't work. But if you did enjoy this type of video and you want more behind the scenes content of us actually building a Framer-led business, please let me know in the comments below, because we'd love to do more content like this, especially if you do find it valuable. But if you want more Framer tutorials, you can definitely subscribe to the channel, because we put that out every single week here. But till next time, I'll catch you later.